Hi, welcome back to West Coast Geeks. I'm your host, Joaquin. How we doing, people? So it's Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Monster Manual Part 9, the letter H, I, and what? I think it was J. Oops. Because you know what? I forgot to write that on there. But who doesn't forget his facts is my boy Eric.
My alphabet. It's Eric. What's up, guys?
So, yeah, so real quick, it's your first time watching the video. Um, this is going to be an in-depth review and reading. So Eric's going to read all the descriptions. Not every description is going to be read out completely because there's a lot of stuff where you get like what men wore percentage wore this or did that,
Yeah,
like
yeah. A
all the
bunch
stuff
of
that's not
different.
relevant to like 5e. This is the beginning of D&D, and you just want the facts of how these creatures were written, and the rules really don't matter because no one's going back to playing first edition. All right, got that out of the way, people. Let's move on with the show.
All right, folks. We're starting with H, and the first entry under H is what? A halfling.
Don't call them hobbits.
Nope, they are not hobbits. They are halflings. Went into a little copyright infringement there,
I was gonna say they would have been called hobbits if they
right?
could have got
Paul
away
could be
with
like,
it.
"Who'd you call that?"
Would you call them exactly?
Right? All right, so let's see what they say about halflings. Halflings are basically hardworking, orderly, and peaceful citizens of communities similar to humans, although their villages usually contain many burrow homes as well as surface cottages. Let's get it together. All right. The usual protection worn by halflings, they usually wear padded or leather armor. They're not running around in metal and chain and all that kind of stuff. They use a smaller type weapon, short bows, small sword, or short sword. Here they call them small swords. Slings, hand axes, spears, that kind of stuff. They give their average armor class depending on what level they are. Halflings encountered in their lair will have 1 to 4 dogs,
Whoa,
wild dogs per halfling. They love the doggies.
I guess so.
Magic and poison resistance of halflings causes them to save at 4 levels above their actual level.
Cool.
They are exceedingly clever at both quiet movement and hiding, so they will surprise people on a 1 to 4 on a D6 sided die. That's interesting. That's good. Natural terrain, they must be treated as invisible if they have any form of vegetation in which to conceal themselves. Well, I guess Farmer Maggot isn't going to find those halflings, are they?
Well, that just sets up an interesting situation where players would be like, "How big is that bush?" And the DM's like, "I don't
Right?
know, like no, wait, no, 1 foot. I can
Yeah,
still cover it."
right?
All
Man,
right,
yeah, it must be treated as invisible. That's hardcore, dude.
that is
That's
hardcore.
a powerful ability. They have no infravision and they shun water. Really? I did not know that. Halflings don't like to swim. Wow.
That is
Halflings speak
crazy.
their own language, their alignment tongue, and the common speech. In addition, they speak the language of gnomes, goblins, and orcs. Man, there's some learned people.
Yep.
Their description is that of ruddy complexion. Halflings tend toward brown or sandy brown hair, have brown or hazel eyes. They usually dress in colorful. Their dress is usually colorful, but their trousers and coats are likely to be of serviceable gray, tan, or brown material. Halflings live to about 150 or more years. And here they give the two subraces, the tall fellows, which they're the little slimmer halflings, going then about 4 feet or so, fairer skin. And then they have the stout, a little smaller, about 3.5 feet, stockier, and the typical harefoot. Yeah, they and as a surprise, spoiler, they got rid of the stouts in new 1D&D.
Oh, we're not gonna go there.
I don't
We're
like
not gonna
stout.
go
I
there.
have them. I
Not,
love the
go-
small folk.
not
All
gonna
right, what do
go.
we got next?
We got the harpy, the hellhound, and the hippocamus. So, herd animals can kill your first level adventurers in a stampede. Just remember that, DMs. You ever
Yep.
want to, show them who's really boss? have a 500 like rabbits or something run over them. One point of
Rabbit.
damage. Why is the hippocamus a seahorse?
Hippocampus.
A hippo? What is that? Hippocamus?
Hip-
A seahorse
Hippocampus.
image.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is because why do they keep using hippo? I think I put that in it. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot of
hippocampus, but yet none of those animals are a hippo.
yeah. I was like, man, show me a hippo or something. Either way, all right. Let's start with the harpy.
All right, harpy. Here we go. Harpies have the bodies of vultures, but the upper torsos and heads of women. They are voracious carnivores and foul creatures. Those that dwell along seacoasts are generally known as sirens. All harpies are able to emit sweet sounding calls. Any creature hearing these calls will proceed towards the harpies unless they save versus magic. Similarly, the touch of a harpy charms those creatures which fail to make their saving throw versus magic. Interesting.
That is.
Harpies attack, torture, and devour their charmed prey. Man,
That's
what
brutal.
they do not want, they foul with excrement. Wow.
Oh man,
What the fuck? That escalated
well,
quickly,
that is a fun fact that I forgot about. Can you
right?
imagine the DM just
I,
be like,
I don't want these parts right here. I'm just going to poo all over them,
yeah, you're like dealing with that rules lawyers. You're like, oh, did you fail your charm? Oh, you're gonna stand over here while the harpies poo on you. What?
right? God dang. A harpy attacks with their vulture claws and some form of weapon, often a bone club or some weapon left from one of her former victims.
Okay.
They speak their own language and none other. Wow. Hello, harpy.
Yeah, and I do put this for adult content. So if you look at the harpies really close and you get your
Yep.
glasses, you
PG
get to
16.
yeah, pretty much on this one. That's why they changed all this artwork. All right, next up, Hellhound.
All right, we got hellhounds. Hellhounds are not normally from the material plane, but some few now dwell on it, having been brought along by various creatures who wished their evil service. In addition to a normal attack, which is their bite attack, hellhounds breathe out a scorching fire on an opponent up to a 10-foot distance, causing 1 hit point of damage for each hit die they possess.
Damn.
Unless that opponent makes a save versus breath weapons, obviously, in which case only half the damage is inflicted. Interesting. All right. Hellhounds move with great stealth. They surprise on a 1 through 4 out of 6. They have keen hearing, and thus they are surprised on only a 1 on a d6. Their exceptional sight allows them to locate hidden or invisible creatures. Yeah, that vegetation ain't saving the halflings.
Yep.
50% of the time they can do this. For these reasons, they are favored as watchdogs by monsters and fire giants. Hellhounds are rusty red to red brown in color. Their eyes are glowing red. Teeth and tongues are sooty black.
So normally,
And then the herd animal.
wait,
Here we got a
real quick.
giraffe chasing some it's like some safari folk. They're
Yep.
out of there quick. They're like, nope, we're not getting beaten by this animal.
Yeah, but
Herd
real
animals
quick,
live
do
in
you hear
all.
me, Eric?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. Didn't mean to interrupt, but so normally we don't go into the stats unless it's important. But
Uh-huh.
their bite is 1 to 10. That's their bite. They can do D10 damage. You know how brutal that is? Did I lose you?
Difficulties here.
All right, hold on, people. I gotta pause this,
Oh,
find out what's going on.
where do I go back to?
So we were just discussing the. So we were checking the sound like I don't know what's going on with my laptop. So hopefully it doesn't affect this video too bad. I was talking about the damage attack is 1d10. You know how
Yeah.
crazy that is for first edition? Even if you got like 40 or 50 hit points, these run in packs of 2 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were brutal. All right,
I
so
mean, but they are a 4 to 7 hit die creature, so you probably won't be running into these. That's why you're not running into these, first level or nothing.
no, but still,
But
like
yeah,
fourth or
that's
fifth, I could see you running
D10
into
is
a
solid
few of
damage,
these.
man.
All right, so let's not take away from the only time herd animals are going to be mentioned in the player's handbook.
Herd animals. Herd animals live in all climes. Musk oxen and reindeer at the North Pole, giraffe and antelopes on the equator. The smallest will have but one hit die. The largest will have five. Attacks are similar. Attacks are simply a matter of the animals in question modes of defense: horns, butting, hooves, flight, etc. Damage is a factor of defense, mode, and size/strength. As herd animals are not aggressive, they will stampede away from what they perceive to be the greatest threat to their safety. Humans or humanoids of about man size or less will be trampled to death if caught in the path of a stampede. Oh, Mufasa.
I told you, man. Look, 2 to 200. So if you really,
Mufasa.
if your players really piss you off, you just have a herd of bunnies, giant bunnies that are like 4 or 5 feet tall, and they just run over the players. And eventually, they'll hit them enough time to do 1 point of damage and kill them. You got 200 dice.
Damn bunnies.
All right. So the
Man,
hippocampus.
your favorite, the hippocampus. That looks like a I don't
Seahorse.
know. You got the upper torso of a horsey here, with instead of hooves, it has fins. The bottom torso of some kind of serpent. The hippocampus is the most prized of marine steeds, for they are strong, swift, and intelligent. They differ from the normal seahorse in that they have a long rear body similar to that of a great fish, and the hippocampus has 4 legs ending in powerful fins. Their bodies are covered with fine scales in the foreparts, large scales elsewhere. They speak their own language and can learn another if properly trained. Tritons are often found in possession of these creatures. What the hell? Like, I forgot about this guy, dude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've ever seen it anywhere else. I don't know if it's in any later editions. That's interesting. All right.
So here,
On to the next one.
so the hippogriff again, no hippo, and the hobgoblin, and finally the hippopotamus. Have any DM ever used one? Now, before you start,
Hippopotamus?
yeah, have you ever used a hippo in your campaign at
Mm,
all?
no,
Like, I
I have
can't even
not.
think of
Again, I've
like
never used a
using one,
hippocampus either.
even for like a background. Like, you're in the
Yeah.
swamp, you're in the safari, like jungle area or anywhere near there, and you see some hippos grazing, and you see crocodiles. I can see you saying crocodiles and alligators. Those always appear somewhere. But
Hmm.
hippos, man, gotta bring them back,
Yeah,
people.
that's, I've been working on, my homebrew in that, and I've been working on some jungle area. I might throw some hippos in there, man.
Dude,
'Cause they said,
hippopotamus
look at that.
ridden by lizardmen.
What?
Hell yeah, take it back, Warhammer style.
Man. Oh, all right. Let's go to the hippogriff.
The hippogriff.
Hippogriffs dwell only in places uninhabited by men, generally nesting on rocky crags and similar places. They are fierce fighters and will defend themselves resolutely. As the hippogriff is an omnivore, it will never be found with pegasi. Oh shit. It's going to eat some pegasi. Griffins will attack and eat hippogriffs on occasion. They're like, you're not real griffins.
Yep.
Man, everybody's eating everybody.
Yep.
The hippogriff is able to fight well with its 2 great foreclaws and powerful beak. However, they are not easy prey. Given that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Or riding.
Again, with the proofreading in the first edition.
Yep.
And I can't wait till we get the player's handbook. That's going to be a proofreading nightmare. Hopefully they did it. They upped it a bit, man. Oh, if encountered in their lair or nesting area, they will attack immediately. There will be 1 nest for every 2 creatures, each nest containing 1 or 2 eggs. Hippogriff eggs are valued at 1,000 gold pieces each on the open market. Fledglings at 2 to 3,000 gold pieces. Man, I'm gonna buy me a hippogriff.
Oh.
I'm doing it. After that is the hippopotamus. And that's what he wants for Christmas, is a hippopotamus. Remember that song? As their name implies, hippopotami, that rhymes, are found in rivers and lakes of tropical regions. They are herbivores, but they aggressively defend their own territory. Dude, a hippo's bite with exceedingly strong jaws will do 3 to 18 points of damage per attack.
That's crazy.
There will be 1 to 3 bulls in a herd, one for every 4 animals. If a boat or canoe passes over a submerged hippopotami, there's a 50% chance that a bull will emerge under it and tip the craft over. Hippopotami travel underwater by running along the bottom. They can stay submerged for 15 minutes. Man,
Yeah, man.
3
Just
to
like the
18 points
Disneyland
of
trip,
damage, man.
dude.
They ain't messing around.
Nope.
All right, then we go to the hobgoblins, the more militant of the goblinoid family.
Yes.
Maglubiet. For those of you, I don't know if are you familiar with Maglubiet, the goblinoid lord?
Yes.
Yeah, he's dope. We'll
He
get to
is.
him later. Let's see. So the hobgoblin, running into 20 to 200 of these guys. Tribal bands of hobgoblins are likely to be encountered nearly anywhere, as these creatures are equally at home in sunlight or subterranean setting. They fight well in full daylight and have improvision so as to be able to fight in total darkness as well. Each tribe is jealous of its status, and if two tribal bands of hobgoblins meet, there will be at least catcalls and derision, and open fighting might break out unless a strong leader, such as a powerful monster or a fighter or an evil high priest, etc., is on hand to, control them. Say, look, simmer down, hobgoblin. Similarly, the hobgoblins will bully nearby orcs or goblins given the opportunity, and hobgoblin leaders are sometimes used in bodies of goblin and orcish troops to keep them in order and drive them into battle. Better known or more infamous hobgoblin tribes include rippers, leg breakers, skull smashers, flesh renders, marrow suckers, flayers, and slow killers. That's weird. We haven't gotten any like
Tribe names yet.
yeah, tribe names. That's pretty cool.
That is.
Hobgoblin lairs are usually underground. Sometimes they're above ground. They're usually like in fort type areas made of stones, earth, and logs. Leaders have double weapons. What else we got? If elves are nearby, hobgoblins will attack them in preference to any other troops because of the great hatred they bear for the elves. Hobgoblins are highly adept at mining. Here we are again with the mining. What is going on here? And they can detect new construction, sloping passages, and even shifting walls 40% of the time. Man, they're getting up there. They're like dwarfs, man.
Yep.
Most hobgoblins speak goblin, orcish, and the rudimentary tongue of carnivorous apes. What? What kind of random shit is that?
Where'd they even find that?
Tongue of carnivorous apes.
They can talk to. They went to like Coco with sign language with apes.
Right?
Like,
who's deciding to put this in here? You know who we're gonna let him talk to? Fucking apes. What? Jesus.
Like, how is that even like? It'd be more if they would be like, oh, and they have animal handling abilities. Wolves.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna talk to apes.
Like to say to talk. That's crazy. All right.
That's great. So, and
welcome to D&D.
Here's another thing that I've noticed going through here. We don't go through all the stats. So, but they give it an intelligence level of different creatures in here. So the intelligence level for a hobgoblin is average.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they speak hobgoblin 1, goblin 2, orcish 3, plus alignment language 4, plus ape. That's 5 languages.
Yeah.
And common. That's 6. 6 languages for average intelligence. I think I might, not toot my own horn, but I think I'm pretty much above average intelligence. I speak 1.5. Like these guys are literary genius or linguistical geniuses. That's crazy.
That's why they're the elite.
Right? That's why they speak ape.
Yep.
The hairy hides of hobgoblins range from dark reddish brown to gray black. Their faces are bright red-orange to red. Large males will have blue-red noses. Eyes are either yellowish or dark brown. Teeth are yellowed white or dirty yellow, filthy beasts. Hobgoblins favor bright, bloody colors and black leather. They keep weapons well polished. Hobgoblins live for 60 years. And here at the bottom, they have the coalinth, which is the marine species of hobgoblins with gills.
I forgot about them.
Yeah. Yeah, coalinth. Interesting. All right. Moving on to the homunculus. I like little homunculi.
Yep. So we got them in the Hydra.
Too. What was that?
I was like, we have them in the Hydra, and then And we have the horse as a monster, so, the only
Oh,
thing I could
horsey.
think of was, like, a few monsters have been combined with horses,
Yeah.
like the hippo.
Right.
Hippocampus,
And the herd animal.
the herd animal. Alright,
All right.
go with the
And
first one.
here's another picture I've always liked. Another Dave Trampier little picture. Like, look at this homunculus. You got to get their size because he's next to like a potted plant. He's just kind of hanging out. He's like, ooh, he's got that evil little look.
Yeah, it's like a
I'm
foot
like,
and a
here we
half
go.
tall. I mean,
Yeah, they're a little tiny baby, but like, look at him, man. He's like, I always like that. He's got his little wings back there. He's sneaking out.
he's up to
This
no
creature
good.
is, yeah, this creature is created and animated through a special process by a magic user and an alchemist. A homunculus travels on its hind legs or by flying. Its bite causes D3 points of damage, forces the victim to save versus magic, or fall into a comatose sleep, which lasts for 5 to 30 minutes. That's a long time,
That
man.
is.
The creature makes all of its saving throws at the same level as its creator. Although the homunculus cannot speak, it knows what the magic user knows, and the latter is able to see and hear through the creature's eyes and ears. There is a telepathic link between the magic user and his creature, and the homunculus can be controlled up to 480 feet away from its master. That's an odd number,
That is a very odd number. Why don't you just say like a mile or half a mile?
right? Half mile. That's probably what it would be in the fifth edition. I know because I've used these in one of my campaigns. I love them. It will never willingly pass from this maximum range. If the homunculus is killed, the magic user immediately suffers 2 to 20 points of damage. Oh, some
Damn.
Korskin Brothers shit. When a homunculus is desired, the magic user must hire an alchemist, and the latter will require 1 to 4 weeks to create fluids for forming the creature. This will cost 1 pint of the magic user's blood. Holy shit!
A pint, dude. That's
A pint.
crazy.
What do we have? 8? How many? Yeah, I don't know how many pints. I thought it was 8 pints of blood in a human, but 1 pint, that's a lot,
That
man.
is, dude. Like, you're not supposed to
And
be able to make
500
these
to
once a
2,000
day.
gold pieces. Yeah, that's no joke, man. The magic user must then cast a mending spell, which now mending is a cantrip,
Yep.
mirror image, and wizard eye upon the fluid to form the homunculus. When the homunculus is finished, it will be man-like in form, about 18 inches tall, have a greenish reptilian skin, leathery wings, and a bat-like mouth with teeth passing on a venom which causes sleep unless the party bitten saves versus magic. Interesting. All right, next we got the horsey. Basically, we have draft, horse, heavy, light, and medium war horses, ponies, and wild horses. Various forms of horses are found nearly everywhere. Everybody knows what a horse does. They run away from strange noises. They fight. War horses are used to fight. I can always carry more,
Yep.
and they are not sufficiently agile to take into dungeons. Leave of the pony at home. Bill the pony. I'm sorry.
Yes. Gotta take him into a
Leave
dungeon.
Bill outside of
Has anybody ever tried that?
what? Taking a horse into a dungeon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Really?
mean,
Not in my
okay,
group.
okay. So depending on the type of dungeon, if it's like a large cavern and it's not like stone or anything like that, then yeah, I could see people bringing a horse in.
That's different
You
going
know,
into the underground. All right. That's
yeah.
different. I'm talking like there's you find the entrance of a dungeon. Like you're gonna take your horse and the
I mean,
ceilings
it's
are
kind of
no
silly, but
taller
I
than
can
are
kind of
barely
see it,
10 feet tall, and you're gonna take a horse through there and
right? Well, also,
yes,
see,
man.
I usually run small folk, so
Yes, dude. I
I
can
have
see
little
you,
baby ponies.
little pet dog. Either way. Either way.
Yeah, get yourself a big mastiff.
Yep.
All
All right.
right, we dally on the horses. Up next, the Hydra. Not to be, I love that picture. Little fake Tiamats. Hydras are reptilian monsters found in marshes, swamps, and similar places, as well as in subterranean lairs. Their large four-legged bodies are surmounted by from 5 to 12 heads. Oh my god. Each head has one hit die and a full 8 hit points. When all of a Hydra's heads are killed, the body dies, but not until each and every head is killed. So you got, man, if you got a 12-headed Hydra, you're in for a long day. You better pack a lunch.
Yep.
A Hydra attacks according to the number of heads it has, each head being considered as a hit die. Thus, a Hydra of 7 heads attacks as a monster of 7 hit die. It is possible for the Hydra to attack several opponents at once, and up to 4 heads are able to attack the same target simultaneously. Oof.
Dang, tear you apart.
Right? Damage scored is based on the number of heads a Hydra has. Hydra of 5 to 6 heads do D6 point of damage, 7 to 10, score 8 to D8 points of damage. And a Hydra with 11 or 12 heads do D10 points of damage. So you have 12 heads.
Yeah.
Up to 4 of them can attack one creature. If all 4 of them hit, you're taking 4d10 points of damage.
Yeah, so you're checking at least.
And it is
20.
if all of their heads hit, you're talking about 12d10 points of damage to your party.
Yeah.
These guys are no slouches. Hydra are gray brown to blackish brown with lighter underbellies tinged towards yellow or tan. Their eyes are amber to orange. Their teeth are yellowish white. Lernaean Hydra. These creatures are rare. The Lernaean Hydra is indistinguishable from a normal Hydra until it is attacked. Every time one of the heads of these creatures is cut or killed off, it grows 2 new ones. Oh, shit. It grows 2 new ones in 1 to 4 melee rounds unless fire is applied to the dead member or neck stump. Thus, a 5-headed Lernaean Hydra could grow to a 12-headed monster in a single combat. Holy crap.
Yeah, which means you have to get up
When
close
it gains
to
a hit
do
die.
that.
What was that?
You have to get up close to burn out the stump of the head.
And it also gains the appropriate hit die and attack potential in the process. Can you imagine a 12-headed Lernaean Hydra? That's just ridiculous. Pyrohydra also appear quite similar to normal Hydra, although their coloration may be tinged with more red. They seldom exceed 7 heads. Each Pyrohydra is able to breathe fire twice per day. Woo! So they've only ever run across 7 or 8-headed Pyrohydra. 9-headed Pyrohydra has never been recorded. Well, who's recording all these things?
Somebody.
Interesting.
Bolo.
Right? Damn Polo. All right, moving on to the eyes.
Yep, here we go. Imps, Hydras, intellect devourer. Besides the nose, when do you encounter hyenas?
With the herd animals. Oh, I'm sorry. I totally skipped the hyena.
No.
Oh
yeah,
hyenas
you're
are
right.
pack animals. What was that?
No, I mean, we did move to the next page, so they are listed.
Yeah, no, I totally didn't even see hydras. Okay, you got 2 types of hydra, hyena and hyenodon. Ooh, I like that because it sounds like smilodon, which is the scientific word for saber-toothed cat. But they are pack animals on warm plains. They'll attack you if they're hungry. Hyenodons are simply huge prehistoric hyenas.
3 to 12 damage.
Yeah,
one attack,
they
3 to 12.
Right?
All right, here we go. The imp.
The imp. I always love this one too. You know, he's in there with his Jimmy Durante nose. He's like, ha cha cha cha.
Yep.
Those of you old enough to know who that is.
I don't think anybody is. I barely remember that guy.
We're the only 2 to get that. All right. Imps are very rare on the material plane, but on the planes of Acheron and Hell, they are not uncommon. An imp is created from larva. Ew.
Dang.
It is a very minor devil created to spread evil in the form of a familiar to a lawful evil magic user or cleric. The imp is given the power to polymorph itself into an animal form at will. The shape it can assume is limited to 2 of the following: a large spider, a raven, a giant rat, or a goat. I like goats. In an unpolymorphed state, the imp attacks with its tail, and any creature struck by it must save versus poison or die.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Holy shit. Again, that escalated really quick.
Yep.
Save versus poison or die.
Or
For hit
die.
determination, the tail is considered a dagger. In animal form, the imp attacks accordingly. The raven and goat have no effective attacks. Man.
That's how he gets away.
Ooh, sweet baby Jesus. All magical powers of an imp are usable, whatever form it is in. Imps are able to detect good and detect magic. They regenerate a hit point per melee round. Imps can become invisible at will. Once per day, they are able to use a suggestion. Only silver or magical weapons are effective against imps. Magical attacks employing cold, fire, electricity do not harm imps. And for purposes of spell attacks upon them, imps are considered 7 hit die creatures. This is sick, dude. This is way more sick than the more recent editions of the imps.
Oh yeah, they
Man,
nerfed them big time.
well, they're good. Fucking save or die.
Save or die, and then on top of that, they also have suggestion in case you don't die. I suggest
Yeah,
you just
and they
let this
regenerate.
go. I'll get you
And
next time.
invisible.
And invisible
Imps
at
have
will.
average intelligence plus devilish cunning. As familiars, they are also able to call upon the intelligence of archdevils. What? When an imp
What?
assumes, yeah, you listen to this shit? Oh my god, I want an imp. Forget having one, I want to be an imp. When an imp assumes the role of a familiar, its master, in quotations, gains the following benefits. Here we go. A telepathic link is established between the pair, and the master, again in quotations, is able to receive all sensory impressions of the imp, including visual images of the infrared spectrum, up to a mile distance. The presence of an imp within 10 feet allows its master to gain 25% magic resistance and regenerate 1 hit point per melee round. So they get
Yeah.
magic resistance and regeneration. They're within 10 feet of each other. Man. If the imp is within 1 mile of its master, it gains an additional level of ability. But if the imp is over a mile distant, the character loses a level. Ooh. If the familiar is killed, the character drops 4 ability levels. Holy shit.
Well, look at the benefits though. Like
Yeah, but that's all. You
that
lose
is
4 levels,
crazy.
dude.
You're 12th, now you're 8th.
Yeah.
There you go.
Holy crap. Also, in addition to its normal aid and advice, the Imp Familiar is able to contact a lower plane once per week in order to help its master decide some course of action. Ooh. This contact is like a commune spell, but 6 questions are allowed. Oh my God. Oh, I want one.
This is as a DM back then. This is where your evil wizard had an imp and
Man,
just didn't use it for combat unless like he was about to die.
man, that is gnarly, dude.
I forgot how powerful those were back in the
Ooh,
day.
yeah.
Speaking of
All right, on
powerful,
to the what was that?
but speaking of powerful,
Right? Onto the intellect devourer, or as I used to like to call them, brain puppies. That's another one. You gotta look at that artwork, man. That thing is dope. Trampier's artwork is just it's iconic D&D, man. Some of this stuff is amazing.
you know, that's what I'm
The
showing here.
intellect devourer is one of the most feared of monsters. They are found dwelling deep beneath the ground or in dark and dismal lairs in the wilderness. Although they are able to attack with their great claws, their primary offensive mean is psionic. But they subsist on the psychic energy of their prey, whether gained from the dying shriek or by more subtle means. Hmm. If psionic energy from abilities or magical means is used nearby within 60 feet, it will stalk the user, seeking a time to attack him alone and by surprise. The monster then leaps upon his victims, tearing with his claws and psionically attacking with ego whip or id insinuation. Again, these were things that we will run into later.
A year later.
It's, yeah. If psionically successful, the devourer will then house itself within the mindless body, seeking to deceive others by assuming the character of the person it has slain. The intellect devourer will then seek opportunities to attack and devour others. They are able to hide in shadows as well as a 10th level thief. Normal weapons and most spells have no effect upon these monsters. Magical weapons +3 or more cause 1 point of damage only when they hit.
Oh, that is crazy. Not even
What?
Tiamat has anything close to that.
This is some bullshit. Magical weapon. I'm going to read that again. Magical weapons +3 or more. So if you have a +5 Holy Avenger, you know what you're doing? You're doing a point of damage, dude.
Per hit.
Jesus.
I got 3 multi attacks though. That's 3 points of
Yeah,
damage.
3 points of damage. This thing is a 6+6 hit die creature.
Woo.
Man.
Gotta hit it 30 times at least.
Oh my goodness. Bright light will drive them off, and protection from evil will keep them at a distance.
Oh, there you go.
Fireballs serve only as a bright light, but lightning bolts will cause them pain and some small damage. What? 1 point per die of lightning bolt strength. What? This man, a death spell has a 25% chance of success.
Whoa, only that?
Only 25% chance. But a power word kill will slay them. So you gotta have power word kill to slay these fools.
I think you have to be 18th level to get your first 9th level spell.
Yeah. Of course, they can be psionically attacked, and their psionic strength is 200.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
Yeah. Of course, you have to wait a year before you can kill them.
Yeah, the people reading this are like, what the hell is a psionic ability of 200? However, if seriously threatened, they will seek to flee and save themselves. Their awareness extends to the astral and ethereal planes, and intellect devourers often roam the astral and ethereal. Well, duh.
Yeah.
They repeated that. They're able to speak any human language. That's common. Wow. Yeah. Intellect devourers are definitely gnarly, man.
I know, they are brutal.
And it is interesting. We'll get to these guys later on, but they make no mention of the illithids or the mind flayers. Because now, we'll get later when we get into the M's. But yeah, it's surprising that they didn't mention those.
Wait, hold on.
They make it.
Sorry about that, people. Invisible Stalker, and what are these called? The
Irish deer.
Oh, not the Irish deer. The other creature.
Oh, Ixixachil?
Yeah, Ixixachil. And then, of course, Irish deer. Why Irish? But I guess we'll get to that.
I think they're confusing with Irish beer.
I guess. All right, so Invisible Stalker, another brutal creature.
Yeah, these things are gnarly. The invisible stalker is a creature from the elemental plane of air. Again, how can we look? Look. The picture is empty because you can't see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally encountered on the material plane only due to the conjuration of some magic user. This conjuration causes the creature to serve for a period on this plane. Visible stalkers roam the astral and ethereal planes, and if they are encountered there on the elemental planes, they can be dimly seen. Otherwise, or unless their opponents are able to detect invisible objects, their invisibility causes opponents to subtract 2 from their hit dice to roll. Unless slain on their own plane, invisible stalkers are simply sent back to the elemental plane when damage accrued exceeds their total hit point value. The conjuring party retains full command of the invisible stalkers, summoned until it fulfills its duty or is killed. Once set upon a mission, an invisible stalker will follow through unceasingly until it is accomplished. They are faultless trackers within 1 day of a quarry's passing. Really? They must be destroyed to make them cease an ordered attack. Once a mission is finished, the creature is freed to return to its own plane. The invisible stalker is at best an unwilling servant, but will not resent a brief, uncomplicated task. Service involving a period of a week tries the creature severely, and anything longer is certain to make it attempt to fulfill the letter of the command by perverting the spirit of it. This is not to say that impelling the invisible stalker to serve for extended periods is impossible, but the compulsion to cause it to do so fully and properly must be great, i.e., a carefully worded command from a very powerful magic user. A simple command such as follow me and guard me from any attack could be interpreted to mean follow at a 100-foot distance if the invisible stalker has been on duty for over a week, or perhaps even if it hadn't been that long, for dealing with such creatures is always a hazard. Similarly, a command to keep me safe from all harm can be construed by the invisible stalker to mean that it is to carry the conjuring party to its own plane and place them in suspended animation in a secret room in its own abode, thus carrying out its duties to the letter. Oh,
Yeah, they were brutal back then.
I will keep you safe from all harm. Here, let's put you in stasis on the element or stasis on the elemental plane of air.
Yes.
Each day of duty which an invisible stalker serves, it will see a 1% cumulative chance of the creature seeking to pervert the intent of its commands in order to be free of servitude. Talk about the ultimate passive aggressive fucking.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, I'll help you by
Yeah,
destroying you."
passive aggressive conjurer. If no option remains open, the stalker must continue to serve. Invisible stalkers understand common, but they do not talk any language but their own. On to the Irish deer. These
Yes.
moose-sized creatures of the Pleistocene epoch dwell in temperate climes. So they're basically a prehistoric deer, giant deer. Their antlers spread 10 feet wide, and they can actually gore two opponents within the span if they are directly before the deer. They are not generally aggressive, but are very dangerous during rutting season. You know what season that is.
Nope.
All right, on to stupid manta rays that I don't like because Steve Irwin, rest in peace.
Yep.
The Itzitzacho. Itzitzacho are a race of intelligent rays which dwell in shallow tropical seas. They are of an evil disposition, yes, they are, and clerical in nature. Nature. My accent's coming out. For every 10 encountered, there will be one with the equivalent of a second level human cleric, so on and so forth. More than 50 are encountered, there will be an additional Itzitzacho with the group, a leader with 8th level cleric ability. So you got floating clerics. Vampiric Itzitzacho are similar to their fellows, but they regenerate 3 hit points per melee round and drain an energy level each time they strike an opponent. And they
Damn.
have double hit die. Man, don't get any funny ideas,
But
Joaquin.
but look at the number of appearing. 10 to 100, but they're very
Yeah,
rare.
yeah, man. Yeah, very rare that you're going to run into a giant shoal of hundreds of them. Discovering an Itzitzacho lair is difficult, for they are typically made in coral reefs and hidden by a secret entrance. Inside their lair will be various item and treasures, and it gives their treasure types. Yeah, leaders will carry more magic items. What? They wear magic items,
What?
even though they don't have hands. So I guess their little tails wear the rings.
I guess. They put
Wow, that's
necklaces around their
fancy,
head, and all of a sudden they can shoot fireball or magic
right?
missile.
Little fancy bitches.
Bling bling.
All right, that's that one. On to the Jays. What do we got for Jays, Joaquin?
So, we have the Jackalware, the only creature really that matters, and then we got the Jackal and Jaguar fillers for the letter J. I mean,
All right,
here we
there we
go.
go. Here we go. The first one we got Jackal, not to be confused with the 80s metal band of the same name. Jackals are small dog-like scavengers found in warm regions. They are not particularly fierce, nor are they brave. They appear here because of a magical bag of tricks. Holy shit, they're just saying straight up, yeah, we weren't going to put these in here, but we made a dumb magic item, and the Jackal's in there, so here you are.
Yeah, which you won't find out for another 2 years about the bag of tricks.
Right? Their TSR's release strategy was sketchy at best. And we got the Jackal Wear, which he's sitting here gnawing on a little leg bone. I do like the little the bigger picture here where he's kind of stabbing that dude with the shield, and he's kind of got that like little
Yeah, it
like
looks
that
like he's
vibrant
like about
glow
to
around
stab him in
him.
the nuts, dude.
And
Hell,
he
man.
cut him. He's like, take that, little armored guy. That's what you get for wearing a skirt, son.
Yes.
To wear whole chain armor, man. The jackal wearer is a malign foe of humankind, a jackal able to assume the form of a man. In this guise, they roam about seeking to waylay and murder humans. Holy crap,
Yeah,
just
they're
straight
brutal,
up.
dude.
Then they steal their riches and eat the slain victims. Man,
Well, look at the
they're a little
picture.
dog that changed into a man to hunt you down, kill you, steal your shit, and eat you.
Yep.
The jackalware can use human weapons. Its gaze will have the effect of a sleep spell on any unsuspecting creature which fails its saving throw versus magic. Wow. Note: a hostile creature is not unsuspecting. Jackalware will sometimes be found with normal jackals. So a hostile creature to a jackal will not be unsuspecting. I guess that means you gotta sleep. You gotta sneak up on them as a little jackal doggy and be like, "Hey, I'm a little dog," and then be like, "Ha!"
Like
Man, that's crazy.
it is. Like those are pretty brutal to
Yeah,
have
I don't. Are they
sneak up
in?
on your player character. Like um,
Right?
you're up in, you made your campsite, and off in the distance, you just see this little like
Little jackal
dog that
watching.
appears to be a
Ooh, that's
jackal.
a good idea.
Yeah, it's funny as hell,
I
dude.
wonder if jackalwares are in fifth edition.
Yes, they are. I looked.
I'm gonna use that shit. I know. I know. My. I don't know if my group listens to these or not, but yeah,
I would
beware,
hope
guys.
so.
Right?
Yeah, I
All
can
right,
learn
the
a few
last one
things.
of the J group, the jaguare, the jaguar. These jungle predators are very ferocious. They will attack any creature which they believe threatens them. If found in their lair, there's a 75% chance that they'll have young and cubs. They will not fight. They are just food if you want to eat them. Hungry, they hunt prey much larger than themselves, including snakes and crocodiles. They climb well, swim well, and can leap 30 feet to attack. 30 feet.
That's pretty good. Nice reach there.
That is massive, dude. Like the long jump record, like Bob Beeman was jumping 27 feet in the Olympics.
Well, he ain't no
So
jaguar.
30 feet. Yeah.
That's six.
If
That's
in,
6 squares they can jump
yeah, that's
on the
it. Like your
grid.
full movement for the turn. If in close combat, the jaguar will grasp its opponent with both forepaws and rake with its rear claws. Oh man, that's gnarly. Yeah, don't mess with a jaguar, man. All right, and then are we going on to K? Are we just busting through?
So the wrap up.
Oh, the wrap up. Look at that, Cobalt. You have to wait till next time.
And the Lich and the Lizard Man. So next video, part 10, the letters K and L. So how often do hydras appear in your campaign?
You know what? After reading this, I might take a look at them in fifth edition and see how they are. I haven't really used a Hydra, but they're pretty dope, man.
They are.
I like that. And then, like I said, with their regenerating heads, that's gnarly.
Yeah, we'll see what what they do in 5th edition, but unless it's been in a module that I've run, I've never just been like, oh yeah, I need a Hydra, so I'll throw in a Hydra in this adventure
Yeah.
somewhere. I've never done anything like that. And then only the Jackaware is mentioned in 5th edition. No new J monsters. Which is
Wow.
interesting because the Folio do offer a couple of new J monsters, and it's just weird that
Yeah. I
the
mean,
5th
I understand
edition,
they took Jackal and Jaguar out, but they moved those to the animal appendices.
yeah,
So, you don't
but
have
no
Irish deer
new
and
J monsters in 5th
yeah.
edition. That
No
to me is great.
Jabberwockies, no Jabber Slides,
Yeah,
no
no
Jumpin' Jack Flashes, nothing.
no I don't know, no Hippo Jackal. I mean, come on now,
Right?
people.
Apple
Those of
Hickles
you,
or something.
those of you who have made it this far, you get that
Like I'm
reference.
trying I'm trying to think of like a monster with a J name though. There really isn't any.
No, there's not. I mean, it's just one of
Like
those,
Jabberwocky would be the only one, but I think that might be copyright. I don't know if
probably,
that's copyrighted.
most likely, yeah.
That's crazy, man.
So, out of all these creatures that we just reviewed here, which one's the one that really like jumped out on you? Like, damn,
The freaking imp. That thing is ruthless.
it is.
Yeah, like I forgot how powerful those guys were. Dude. That is gnarly.
The um, intellect devourer was the one that
Yeah, but
like
those
those
are
two.
always kind of mean.
Yeah,
Like I've actually used that.
but I forgot about that. Like
Mm-hmm.
1 point of damage per sword. Like I got a +5 Holy Avenger. It does 1
Yeah.
damage. But
Yeah.
I
That's
get my
all.
strength bonus. I have giant strength. You do 1 damage
Yeah.
per
And that's
hit.
only if you have your magic weapon.
Yeah.
You can punch me with your giant strength. They ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the monk will have his time to shine again. It's like, I have 3 attacks. 5 multiple
Right?
punches. Like that's something that you would just levitate and then leave. Like I'm
Yeah.
putting them up in the air and we're leaving.
Yeah.
Need to
That's
deal
that's
with this.
crazy, man.
I mean, 1 point of damage per lightning bolt dice. A fireball only scares it with the flame light.
Yeah. It's a bright light.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that
That's
was
crazy. A death
busted
spell
as
only has
hell.
a 25% chance of success.
Yeah. And you have to be 18th level to be like, I ain't worried about it.
Yeah. And I hope there's not more than one because yeah,
Yeah, no,
the other one will get you.
and they are guardians for the mind flayers who we'll find out
Yeah,
later on
that's
when
what
we
they
get there.
didn't mention here. So I'm curious to see if they bring them up in the Mind Flayer entry.
Yeah, no, that will be interesting that part because all right, I'm checking the time. Oh wow, we are at like 51 minutes. That's crazy.
Look at that. That actually was longer than I thought.
Yeah, well, also
Seems
too,
like it went by quicker.
well, we didn't go into any crazy stories either. 'Cause a lot of these
Yeah.
monsters they're just very rare, or you hardly ever use them, so we really don't have any
Yeah. Like I've
stories.
used a homunculus. Let's see. In this, I've used, other than obviously hobgoblins, I've used a homunculus
Yeah,
and intellect devourer. Yeah.
yeah.
Little evil vampire manta rays. No.
No. So, no stories from us tonight. I guarantee you, with just the Cobalt Lich and Litherman, Eric and I have some
And
stories to tell people.
I do love a kobold. I do hate a kobold.
Yeah, man. I like and the Lich, woo. But the Lizardmen, I always
Man.
like the Lizardmen because they
Yeah,
were you could
lizardmen are
play
dope.
them as like really aggressors or neutral. You
Yeah,
know,
like strange alien type.
yeah. So they had some interesting things going on. But so that's the wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is an ongoing series. If all goes well, next week we will be doing K and L. If not, we should have. I'll still have another D&D video ready to go on every Friday. Eric's and I's schedules sometimes conflict, and sometimes we don't get together, or we can't get together every week. But doing our best to give you this content, people. So I hope you enjoy it. And any last words, Eric?
No, I'm looking forward to the next one. And yeah,
There you go, people. All right, catch you later.
see you guys.